Hi friends, welcome back to Texas Family Life. My name is Kristy. I'm a mama of 7, baby number 8 on the way, 2 of which are twins. There are so many mysteries that have already come with twins and they're about to be a year old. So there are a few things that I never really expected that I'm gonna share with y'all. So as a twin mom, these are things that I never really expected with twins and that I'm a little bit surprised about. The first seems a little bit obvious. You don't run out of love for your twins. Twins are like any other child. Like somehow your heart grows and you have just as much love for each twin. You know, one will be taking a nap and the other one wakes up and I'm like, oh, I missed you. And you know, it's just so much love. And so your heart just kind of grows with each child. And that's something, like I said, I already knew, but I didn't know how you would feel about twins. Like, it would be a little bit different or not. Another thing that has struck me as strange with twins that I never thought would happen, they're completely different. They are such different human beings. And I remember before I had twins, I would look at my babies. Every once in a while I'd look at my babies and I'd be like, man, if you were a twin, there'd be like 2 that look just like you and they'd be exactly the same. And that's not how ours are. Ours are fraternal. They look nothing alike. They act nothing alike. Their personalities are so different. So it's really cool because it's just like we had 2 babies that are 2 completely different people. And I know even if they were like identical, yes, they'd be 2 completely different people. But the fact is they are like so different, just so different. Ken has curly brown hair and Ben has blonde straight hair, and they're just so different. Ben is really strong in his legs, like he could be a power lifter, and Ken is very like strong all over, like he's very quick and nimble, like he's already walking before a year old. And Ben is standing up. He can stand up from a seated position, and Ken can't do that. So they're just super different, and it's really funny to watch like all these differences. Like, wow, but you're twins. Another difference that I wasn't expecting, but they warn you about, but it's on like a whole nother level, is how hard it can be sometimes to handle both of them at once. So I have 2 examples. I had the great idea the other day to bathe them at the same time. They've never been bathed at the same time. I usually bathe one with Owen, and then I'll bathe the other one, you know, by himself or whatever. But they were both in the bath, and I've got like this much water in. I'm not even kidding, like just barely in water. And they kept standing up, and we have turns for the bath in my bathroom. So one would stand up and turn the hot water on, and I'm like, no, not hot water, and I'd turn it off. And then while that one's doing that, the other one's standing up to get the other water, and it's like, no, 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 no. And then it's like this, like constantly of like, I can't do it. Like you can't do it like completely by yourself. So I'm very grateful that twins weren't like my first and second child, or even like 3rd and 4th. I'm so grateful to have so many older children that can help out. One day I was changing a diaper. Now I don't have a changing table. I've never had a changing table. I always just change like on the couch, on the bed, or on the floor. With twins, that's a bad idea. If you ever have twins, get a changing table so you're up away from everybody. I was changing one baby, and they're like alligators right now. You know how like you have to wrestle them to keep them from rolling around while you change them into clothes or change their diapers. And it's like, just seriously like wrestling them. So I'm like wrestling this baby, he's got poop, and I'm holding his legs up and trying to wipe. And of course the babies have fascinations with trying to help with this process. So they were sticking their hands down there. I'm like, no, no, no. And so one baby reached down and touched the poop. And I was like, no. So I had his feet, he's wiggling, it's really bad. And then I grab his hand with like my other hand, and I'm like trying to wipe him. And then another baby comes crawling up and starts trying to get in the mess. And so I'm like trying to hold the baby back, holding all of these hands and limbs and trying to wipe. And I'm like, help, I need help. So luckily I'm very blessed by having other help. So the other kids like ran up and helped me like get the other baby away so I could finish changing the diaper. But it's like, these things, like they're not always like tag teaming, but when they do, it's pretty epic. Like they pick some pretty crazy things to join in on to tag team. So that has been wild, is watching them work together. Yet at the same time, another thing that I've learned is that they are the hardest on each other because they're going through the exact same phase at the exact same time. So like any selfish baby phase, they're going through. Any phase where they're like clingy and need mommy, they're going through together. So you pick one up and the other one's like, well, what about me? So that has been very interesting, trying to navigate that. I'm very blessed that they don't bite each other. We don't do biting in this family. We don't really like let it fly for long. But they have like, Ben will crawl up to Ken, and Ken has longer hair, and you'll just grab him by the head, like by all the hair, and we're like, it's just a lot of like, oh. A big thing I didn't expect from the twin mom community is just from the get-go, from like the moment I found out I was pregnant with twins, and even till now, there's so much support. Twin moms are extremely supportive of each other, where I have found like other mom groups, they tend to beat each other down. They tend to not support each other and not be kind. And it's really quite sad, because like moms need some support from each other. But at the same time, you also need to be a little bit realistic. But like the twin mom community, I have a few twin moms at church that like, one has given me like all her clothes from her twins that are now a couple years older than mine. And has been the biggest blessing, because like, there are matching outfits. You know how expensive it would be to buy like every outfit matching. And I love matching my twins. They don't always match. They don't match today. But when they do, it is so cute. And I love matching them. I had read before I had twins that people were like, don't match your twins. You know, they lose their identity that way. And I don't agree. I think they can still be completely different people, especially since they look completely different. But like, all of my kids love to match. All of them like make sure they're wearing the same pajamas and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun matching them. But the twin mom community is just like so sweet. There was even a twin mom on Instagram that I've followed for many years, just another Catholic mama that I really like, and she reached out to me and wanted to send me some baby sweaters that had been passed on from like one twin mom on Instagram to another, and I thought that was so sweet. But it's just like they know that you need a little bit of help. Another thing that surprised me with twins is how doable it was in the beginning. I think the first 9 months were super doable. The hardest part was like worrying about making sure that they're both healthy and like alive, and that was like the scariest part. But like feeding them with bottles and like all the things like that was really doable. I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying, you know, I know you have it really hard right now, and I'm sorry that like it's really hard. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. And it just wasn't that hard, because I had all these children helping me, and my husband was able to help. And so it was just not as like scary as I expected. Having twins is not scary. It's not bad. There is a lot of fear put into it, but it's not something that is necessary. Like, it's nothing to be feared. It's pretty incredible, actually. And even still, the whole twin mom community, like, still on that note, is even in public, I run into older twins. I've run into like twins that are grown up, or, you know, adult parents that have adult twins. And it's just like this tight knit thing. And it's just like, there's just this special bond between twin parents, and I love it. It's so sweet to be part of this like welcome community, and everyone is so kind. Another thing as a twin mom is you kind of find out like how strong you are. So physically and mentally, like, you are capable of caring for 2 babies at once, which sounds like really hard and impossible at first. And you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And then you do it and you figure it out. It's just like anything else. Like, you figure it out as you go. But strength-wise too, like, I still carry both of them to bed and put them down at the same time. And I'm like big pregnant now. So somehow I think the biggest thing that was different to me as a twin mom that I just completely didn't expect, since I've already had so many children, I didn't expect to feel like such a new mom. Kind of like starting over in a way, which didn't make it harder necessarily, but there was definitely a learning curve to it. So I didn't know anything about bottles. I had to formula feed these babies, and I've never done that before. So I've had 5 children that are breastfed, and these ones were like, nope, you gotta use a bottle. And I'm like, I don't know how to use a bottle. How much do you give a baby in a bottle? You know, like, you have to clean these bottles so often, like sterilize them, and just thing after thing after thing. And so it was funny to be like a skilled mom, a mom that's experienced, and then get this thrown at them, and to be like starting over. So it's been a very big learning curve. And there are still so many surprises from day to day that it's just like, wow, I didn't know this was gonna be a thing. Like Ken, like I said before, that Ken is walking, and Ben started walking too. So today he has taken many more steps. We have a growth board that we like to use, and so we mark the children's height on it when they first start walking, and then every birthday after that. So they're the earliest at 11 months, and it's really cool. Our next earliest was 13 months, but you know, none of my children had teeth before 1, and these twins started getting teeth at like, I think like 6 months, and it's just, wow, I had no idea. That's another thing, like bedtimes. My oldest, I was able to teach her how to sleep on her own at 9 months, and that was hard. And everyone else was like earlier and earlier. But the twins, like, they wake up in the middle of the night still a couple times, like 2 times, but they take a bottle because I don't know how to stop. How do I not give them a bottle? I'm like a new mom. It's like, I don't know these answers. So it's so much fun being a twin mom. And I hope this video, if you're a twin mom or a twin yourself, you were able to nod along with some of these things, and maybe you can comment below something that people don't really know about twins that you know. And if you are not related to a twin in any way, shape, or form, I hope this video gave you a little bit of insight, because twins are so cool. It is really such an honor to be part of this club that I did not choose for myself. It was like, you are chosen to be part of this club, and it's such an honor, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, it is very, very special. So I'm so glad that I get to share this kind of thing with y'all. For those of you who don't have twins and don't really know any twins. So it's a lot of fun. Also, comment below if you have any questions about twins that like you're curious about. So comment below and let me know if you have questions about twins that you want me to try to answer. I'm still quite the novice. So I've been pregnant with twins and now they're a year old, but man, I've still got the toddler stage to go through, the young child stage, the teenage phase. Like, adults, are they gonna be friends as adults? I just don't know. And it's so exciting. We're like singletons, people who don't have a twin. Like, you just go through life normal. And I've heard, that's another thing that's interesting, is that I've heard that like twins, they've got this like best friend for life. They've got someone accompanying them through life. Like, none of us have that. If you're not a twin, we don't have that. And so it's really special that like, hopefully they get to grow old together and like experience life together. I don't know. But anyways, they're almost a year old. So their birthday's coming up early November. It'll be really exciting. If you want to send them a birthday card, that would be super sweet. Here's the P.O. box. And if you want to just say a quick prayer for them, pray for them to have a good year of being one and maybe many, many more years to come. Well, I hope y'all enjoy this video. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Bye, guys.